Welcome to video tutorial of cad-cam. In this video tutorial we are going to solve a milling operation problem. Basically this is the diagram which we are going to solve on cad-cam X5. The best way to solve this problem on cad-cam is by coordinate method. So first of all I will tell you how to write the coordinate of each point. Um, when we are saying this particular uh, diagram, so one can say that this diagram can be written as let's say this is our point, this point is let's say our 0 comma 0, and if you say this point is nothing but in x direction we are going 45 and in y direction we are going 0. So this point is 45 comma 0, this point is in x direction we are coming to 60 and in y direction we are going to 15. Okay, this is 16.15, this point we are talking about this particular point. Coming to this particular point, this point we can write the coordinate of this point as again 60 comma 50. Okay, 50. Now coming to this particular point, if you want to write the coordinate of this particular point, we can write it as a, so this distance is 10, this distance is 10, 10, 10, 20. So in x coordinate we can write it as a 20, in y coordinate again we are saying it as a 50. Now coming to this one has x as a 0 because this particular is on y direction, so x as a 0 and y as a 50. Now to draw the circle we require two center point. Now the center points are something like that. This particular center point has a value of x coordinate as a 10, y 10 because the radius is given as a 10. So 10 comma and the height is in y direction, we can say this is a 50. Coming to this particular center we can write it as a 20, sorry not 20, in x we are going about 20, this is the distance 20 and this distance is 20, so 20 plus 20 this is equals to 40 comma the height is 50, so again 40 comma 50. Now we have written all the coordinate points that you have to write down first to make all diagram more easy way. uh, so let's, now we are going to this is our the diagram that I have already written in the text view. So to minimize the time, let's say this or the clear screen. Okay, now coming to the cad, the first thing we need axis. So let's say press F9, sorry not F9, let's say press F9. So after pressing F9 you get this axis. So starting with the point 0 0, if you look at the diagram, it is okay, this is the diagram. We have to go a straight line up to this point. So let's say we choose a line, this is a line endpoint, and the first point is 0 0, second point is over here 0 0 0, and third point is also 0 over here, so 0 0 0, and the next point is 40, what is over written over here is 45 0, so 45 0, okay, z axis 0, so here we get the exact length. Now next is you have to click over here, or you can also choose the same point 45 0 again and then 60. I am selecting this way, so this is what we have selecting the end point, and then we have to write the second end point. Second end point for this line is the 60 and 50, so let's say 60 and 15. Okay, so 16 and 15, and third is again a line from starting from this point. This time I am going to show you how, without selecting this particular point, how can we write. So again we have to select the 16 50 and then 1650. First 1615 and then 6050. Okay, so I'm writing 60 15 0. So you can see that automatically it can select that particular point. And then next point is 60 50. So this is the point. Okay, now coming to the, if you see the diagram over here, this is our diagram. So we reach up to this point. Now we require to draw a circle with a center point. Now the center point is for this particular circle is 40 comma 50. So 40 comma 50 to circle, we have to draw a circle. So just selecting a circle with a circle center point is over here. Circle center point, the value is 40 50 and the radius is equals to up to this level. Okay, so this is our first circle. Coming to the second circle, which is, if you see the diagram, this is our second circle having a coordinate values 10 comma 50. So again I'm selecting circle. Sorry, we have already selected a circle. Point is 10, sorry, 10 comma 50 and 50. Okay, and we have to go up to this level. Okay, so this is how we can create two different circle. And the next step is we can directly join these 2 points, but we will just follow our procedure. So next step is the line which we are going to draw from 2050, sorry, 050 to 00. So selecting a line with its initial point is 0 50, okay, to 00. So 0 0 0. Okay, this is how. And then next last I'm pressing escape. That means I'm exiting this. I'm going to exit this particular command. Now coming to the trim option. If we are coming to the trim option, we have to select this particular delete sections, and if you select this section, you can easily delete this particular sections. So now again this. So now our diagram is almost ready in XY plane. Next is, if you carefully see the diagram, we have to extrude this diagram up to 5 unit. So what I am doing is, again I am pressing escape. Now what I am doing is basically extruding this solid. So selecting a chain operation and selecting this way. So this is the way how we select the chain and pressing extrude. Now before going to give the value of extrude, I would like to see in which direction it is going to be extruded. So by using cursor, or you can also by using, let's say, isometric view. By using isometric view, you can see which direction it is going to be extruded. What I would like to do is, basically I would like to extrude this in negative direction. So let's say reverse direction. So direction will be reversed and the value will be 5. Okay, so you can see that there will be extrusion of that particular diagram in negative z direction. Now coming to the, again we have to see the figure. Okay, there is no any circle inside the diagram. Let's say, okay, let's say we sorry, I just click over here, so it is written not responding. Okay, now my part is done. So next thing is we have to perform a milling operation. So we select milling as my default machine, And coming to the properties, just selecting a stroke setup. In setup, I select all solid. So I got the 5 mm is the height, 60 is the or particular reason width, and basically the length. So what I am doing is basically I am increasing it by 2 values, so make it 7, and all these by 4, so make it 64, and it is also 64. Why I am doing this? Because when I am going to make a particular machining operation, I want to remove this part, so I just increase this value so that I have something to remove in machining operation. So this is my stroke value. Now next, coming to the top view. Okay, this is my top view and the first operation. So now coming to the first operation is facing. So let's say facing, selecting this value, chained again by using this. Okay, I can face this particular. Okay, now in linking parameter, if you remember, I increased the z value by 2 unit. That is basically our value is equal to 5, but I put 2 more, so that we have to remove in facing. So give it -2. Why I'm doing -2? Because we are taking the height in z direction, and as you remember, in extrude process we extrude the diagram in negative z direction. So I'm removing 2 unit in z direction, starting with the 0 values. So depth is -2. So let's say if you want to on the coolant, any coolant, and on. Okay, let's say I just on the coolant. If you put off the coolant, then also can process will be happen. So let's say this part has been done, and you can see the, if you want to verify this particular tool operations, you can go to verify section and just see. Okay, there is a removal of. If you want to see in slow motion, this is this particular key where you can increase the video timings or video motions. Let's say again, so you can see there is a removal of 2 unit. Okay, let's say okay. So first part has been done. Coming to the front view, now again rest, I want to basically remove these parts. So to remove this part, let's say selecting to part contour. In contour I am selecting this chain value, okay. So contour, depth of cut, sorry, again linking parameter will be a -7. So I want to remove this up to -7, and let's say okay. So if you see this particular section, what we come to know is, okay, I'm increasing this. Basically we required this part, what it basically removed. So what we are going to do, we are going to press on parameter and just make sure in, sorry, in breakthrough pass, no, in cut parameter just change it from left to right. Okay, now there is a black spot, so regenerate this particular operation. So now if you select all these operation and verify it, you will come to know that there is a removal. But if someone asks you, if you want to remove this particular part that is still over there, then you have to give a multi passes. So how to give the multi passes? Now coming to the multi passes, so multi pass is on. Just make sure multi pass, you give the multi passes of 25. Okay, and again regenerate. So if you see the multi passes, the value is up to over there. So there is no required of these two. We have already, if you want to remove, you can remove by giving a multipasses 1, 2 and 3. There is no requirement of these two. So just, you can also verify it. Just select all the values and verify. If you see carefully, so this is okay. This is the facing operations, and when coming to the contour operations, you will see this. Why I'm talking about this rotation is not required, because there is nothing removed in this particular rotation, and again there will be one more rotation where nothing will be removed. Okay, this will be. So if you decrease the multipass value by 2 unit, you will get the exact position, and you can save one more rotation of tool. Although if you don't want to do that, it's okay. You can see this particular operations is perfect, and if you want to decrease one multipasses, you can also decrease it by 4, and let's say okay, and then regenerate it. So again, this is okay, this is perfect. And then coming to the isometric view, if you see or verify these things in isometric, you can verify. Okay, now I'm increasing the video streaming, so this is the way it could be. So this is, if you want to see all the operations, if you want to see all the operations, just select all the features. I'm selecting all these two, and then let's say verify with high speeds. Okay, and if you see this particular diagram, this is exactly what we require. This is how we perform in Mastercam. Now coming to the G code, the last step is to generate a G code for this particular uh, problem. So just click on this G code, you will see this type of window, and then click OK. You can give any name without space, and then select save. Yes, I'm saying okay, T1233, okay. Okay, this is the G code that we get for this. So if you want to do any type of diagram using this process, you can do it, and this is the best way and safer way to draw the diagram to perform the particular operations on milling. You can do the same thing on lathe also. In next video I will show you how to perform the operations on lathe. uh, Thank you.